All right, everyone, we're going to do a quick walkthrough on how to get into a Zoom meeting. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the either email or the text message that you received that had all the information. So mine came from Sarah Harold. This information is right here. So I'm looking for the Zoom meeting link, or I'm looking for the meeting ID, depending on how you're going to jump into Zoom. So let's start with the easiest way, whether on desktop or a mobile device. The easiest way is to simply click the link and let it do its work. What that will do is automatically open up the Zoom application or the Zoom application via web browser. It's going to ask you for permission for Zoom to access your computer. You want to hit allow for those of you that are curious. That's because it's going to need to open up your microphone and the camera that's connected to your computer. Once you do that, you'll see a couple things that'll happen. So what mine's done is open up the desktop app here, and I can go ahead and minimize this for now because I'm already in the meeting. Now this is the main Zoom window that you're going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this web browser information as well. So right here, front and center, this is our Zoom meeting. Now I want to walk you through a couple of things. If you haven't signed up for Zoom, upon clicking that link, it's probably going to ask you for a little bit of information. Once you put in that info, it's a free service. You don't need to do anything, and you really don't need to download anything. Once you set up your information, it's going to open up a window that looks very similar to this. Now there's a couple things on here I want to show you that you have access to while in a Zoom meeting. Here's the first and probably the most important thing. Right here at the bottom, to the bottom left, is the mute and unmute buttons for both audio and video. These are very important because at times during the meeting you're going to be muted, at times during the meeting you're going to want to mute yourself, and at times during the meeting you're going to want to say something and you're going to need to unmute to be able to do that. Now we recommend keeping your video unmuted the whole time. That way everyone can see you even though the audio may be muted on and off throughout the meeting. Now down here you'll notice if there's a red line across it, that means that it is muted. So for instance, here's video and audio both muted. If I wanted to unmute them, I'd simply click it one time, click it again one time, and now I am unmuted and I am speaking as well as being visible to the group here on Zoom. Now the next thing you're going to want to note is as we go across the bar here, there's a couple of icons, and the first one you'll want to make note of is this participant icon. If you click that one time, it'll pull off to the right here a word list of all of the people that are participating in this Zoom meeting. I like that myself. I can scroll through quickly and see if I have any friends on here, anybody that I may want to chat with, which leads to the next point. Down here, as we scroll across a little bit more, we can click on this chat button. And what this will do is open up a really cool chat bar down here at the bottom. Now, this is cool because you can send a message. Let's say Chad's doing a great job talking about this little video here. And so I'm going to say, amen, brother, even though that's kind of weird. But I'll send this chat and this goes to everyone. So everyone can see it, but it doesn't do any kind of audio notification, so it doesn't take away from what's happening during the speaking time, but it is a way to be able to encourage and to comment. You can also adjust this feature to where you can send a message directly to one person. So let's say I just wanted to send something to Sarah only. I could say, good job, keep up the great work, or say keep it up for short. All right, hit enter and boom, there's our message. You'll notice privately because only Sarah can see that one, this one publicly to everyone can see. So chat is a cool feature that you can use. Of course, we don't want to get too distracted during our time, but it is, again, a nice feature to use. You can also use chat for prayer requests, which we'd highly encourage during our meetings. If you have a prayer request you want to share either with the host or with the group as a whole, we'd encourage you to do that. What a great way for us to be able to communicate and to be praying for each other during these difficult times. Now, a couple other things. If you keep scrolling across the bar here, you're going to notice a reactions button. If you click that once, it'll pull up two options. You can do a hand clap or you can do a thumbs up. These will simply just put an icon on your picture, and so the host or the speaker at the time will know that you're giving them a thumbs up, or that maybe you heard something that they said if they asked for some form of an interaction. You can undo that by simply clicking it, and eventually it'll fade away after a few seconds. Now, one other important thing to note is this cool little button right here. It kind of gets hidden sometimes, but this is the raise your hand button. So this is great if the host is maybe sharing and they're asking if anyone has anything they want to say before we go. Instead of just unmuting yourself and kind of talking all over everyone, you'll be able to hit this raise your hand button, and the host as well as the group will see that you have your hand up and they'll know that someone has a question. A great way for us to communicate without overlapping on each other. And to lower your hand, simply click it again. Highly recommend using that feature. during any time that you may need to say something or ask something, but you don't want to interrupt what's happening currently in Zoom. Zoom is an incredible application, but as you can imagine, when all of us are crammed in on one speaker system, trying to overlap while we're talking, it gets really complicated. And so we highly recommend using the chat bar, the raise your hand, and the reactions tab to eliminate some of that excess noise so that everyone can listen in and hear what's happening during our time together. Now, one other thing we want to note is during our sessions, there will be a breakout time. And during that breakout time, what will happen is the host will initiate different breakouts and they will put you in a room, a breakout room. When that time comes, you will get a notification that will look like this. The notification will say the host is inviting you to join breakout room, whatever number it may be. All you have to do is click the join button and that will immediately take you into the breakout room. When you're done, you will have an option to either leave the breakout room or to move back into the main Zoom room so that you can close down our time together. Now, one other thing I'll point out quickly, if you don't want to use your desktop and would prefer to use a phone or an iPad, which is a great feature, the only thing you'll need to do is to simply, I'm going to close this down so I can reenact it. If you'll go here to your email or your text message again and look for the meeting ID, that number is going to give you access into Zoom. So what you'll do is open up the Zoom application, either on your iPad or your iPhone. You can download that in the App Store for free. You'll go to the Zoom application. When you open it, it's going to look something like this. You'll click on the button that says join. You will see here it's asking for a meeting ID. You will simply go right here, look at that number. We'll type it in together, 943-3634-9190, and then hit join. And that will automatically take you into the Zoom meeting, just like we did via desktop, but now you're on your mobile device. And again, you'll see all the information just like we saw before. Guys, we're looking forward to having you join us during these Zoom meetings, and we hope this is a helpful tool for you to be able to log in with us.